So what is going on, people, and welcome to episode 28 of the Peterborough United Career Mode here on FIFA 23. I hope you are well. And well, today we need to get back on track. We had a really bad time last time out, and I know that because I'm recording this episode straight after, if you couldn't tell. We are in the January transfer window now, but before that, well, it started in the last, not the episode before last, in the last game we suffered a 5-2 defeat to Norwich. We then started last episode with a 1-1 draw against bottom of the table MK Dons, I later found out. And then we got FIFA'd against Watford. Mostly my fault, I will admit, but Watford played some really good stuff at times as well. Probably deserved to win, and they did. 3-2 it finished. And then the most recent game in our FA Cup exploits this season, well, they're over already because we got smashed 4-0 by Bournemouth. That game was frustrating. All of the above, angry, every negative emotion you can think of, it was that. And I know that because I've just played it. So, yeah, not ideal. But we have 3 games, 3 favourable games, I would say. I say that before I play them, considering I'm in apparently terrible FIFA form. There we go. We start with a home game against Preston before then taking on Ipswich away from home and ending the episode with a game against Blackpool. And then we will round out the January transfer window. If you are looking forward to this episode, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel. And well, not too much really has happened in terms of my controller has died, which is great. Well, there we go. There's the compromise that's had to be made. Unable to plug in my controller in the USB slot in my Xbox, I've had to sacrifice the sound. So I'm going to be playing with no games. A great start. If you are looking forward to this episode, pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel. I'm a lot more conscious now that I'm not wearing headphones of how loud I normally am and I'm going to be. Yeah, this is interesting. Let's just go and play some football. So for our first game then, this is how Preston line up, and they are playing a back 6. Great. Freddie Woodman in goal. 77 rated Freddie Woodman. Very good. Brad Potts a right wing back. Hughes, Lindsay and Story in the middle with Cunningham a left wing back. Whiteman holding the base of the midfield. Ledson and Brown in the middle with Reese and Prevalyak. Snail, of course, from the previous time we played them. I remember the last time we played Preston that they got a ridiculous penalty against us and we ended us drawing, so that wasn't ideal. This is our lineup. Bender has come in for Estrada. Other than that, it's as you would expect. So yeah, hopefully we can get back to winning ways. This is really weird without headphones, so apologies. Going to be a bit weird getting used to it. But yeah, we desperately need to find some form, and I feel like the games today that we have a perfect opportunity to do that. Although Preston actually, I think, are in the playoffs, if I remember rightly. So actually, this is a harder game than I thought it was going to be. So that's a good ball out from Nezovic, who's also grown up down to 74, which is good to see. Bakari. Oh, the gap was there. The pass just didn't quite come off, unfortunately for us. And that's really well read from Ronnie Edwards. And we find now Bender, who will cut back. And he will find Garner. Garner going to take the ball on and he'll have the strike. And actually, Woodman goes for it, but it's cleared by his own defender. Interestingly, Nezovic is there. And we will find Garner again. And there's, the pass to Bender. Not quite reaching its intended target. Really well intercepted there from Tommy Smith. Already getting a better feeling, well, certainly from than the Bournemouth game, but certainly from the other games that we've played, certainly in the last episode, getting a better feeling about this. We look a bit more lively, which is certainly ideal. But Garner with a couple of strikes from range early. Looks like they're quite happy for me to have the ball on the edge of the area, as long as it, shooting from distance. They are just retreating, to be honest, anytime I get near get the ball. Garner made the wrong run. He really needed to make the run in behind the defence rather than sort of into the channel. But yeah, no, certainly feeling better. We just need to make sure we all put up with their defence. Smith, well, tries to get back at his man. I'm not too sure who it was. Looks like Alan Brown, who's had the strike. Fortunately for us, Bentley is able to get his hands on that as the corner comes in. Edwards is there front post. Only as far though as Ben Whiteman. He's got towards the byline, needs to cut this one back if he can. Stood up the ball quite well, but just not quite enough. But Nezovic does really well. Really starting to enjoy Nezovic. Really starting to come into his own. Bakari spins, has the strike. What a strike it is as well from Usman Bakari. And that will be the lead in this game. Really, really good. Turn, control, strike. Got some really good power on it from his with his left foot. But the turn just absolutely sends the defender. Woodman can't quite react in time because it's absolutely flown past him. Lovely ball into feet as well from Brady to allow the turn. And Usman Bakari gives us the lead, and a much needed lead. Can't remember the last time we were winning it. Well, other than MK Dons, feels like a long time ago we were actually winning a game. I'm going to get this out to Bender, who's the wrong side of his man. And defender anticipated exactly what I wanted to do there. Oh, just a little bit of afters there from Robbie Brady. Yeah, defender just anticipated exactly what I wanted to do and moved into the channel to stop it. And that is an absolutely superb ball and a great finish. And just like that, Preston have equalised. And I think it's Emil Rees who's grabbed the goal. Unless it's the snail, but I think it's Rees. But yeah, just a ball over the top in between the defenders. Thought we might be able to get away with it, but he's taken the shot quickly. And it's flown past Bentley. Not the best goalkeeping again, but that's FIFA for you. And yeah, just like that, it's level. Maybe I was getting slightly complacent in this game. Forced them out wide. Cunningham hasn't got too much options, and Smith gets a toe in, and that I think should be that. Hopefully from this referee, if he would like to blow the final whistle, I would happily take that, and indeed he does. A 1-1 draw with Preston, which actually on the surface of things isn't a bad result. I am pretty sure that they are in the playoffs. So the fact that we played really well against them, we looked lively. Things didn't really come off for us a lot of the time, but against the better sides, I mean, that suggests a 50-50 in terms of possession, but slightly more opportunities. But yeah, I think the fact that we look pretty lively against Preston shows promise, certainly shows improvement from the last few games. We have slipped down to 10th, unfortunately. But yeah, they are in the playoff mix, so actually that is a fairly decent point. But we take on Ipswich next, who are down there, and then Blackpool even further below them. So hopefully we can pick up a couple of wins from the next few games, the next couple of games certainly. It's time for the second game then of the episode, away at fellow promoted side Ipswich Town, and this is how they line up. A back five for them: Christian Walton in goal, Burns at right wing back, and Darber, Burgess and Donation in the middle, with Greg Lee on the left, Evans and Dominic Ball in the middle of midfield, Chaplin out on the right, Galaskaner in the middle, and Marcus Harness out on the left. If they... not too much in terms of options on the bench. Obviously a very similar squad to that they had last season. Now, I said about not being able to really decide whether I want Bender or Estrada in my team. I've gone with neither. I've changed shape, gone back to this, and we're going to negate either of them. We're going to have Garner through the middle, Bakari on the left, Elias on the right, and we're going to bring an extra midfielder into the centre of midfield. So Jack Taylor comes in. Nezovic is going to drop to his preferred CDM role. Otherwise, it's as you would. But I just think a change of shape like this, kind of, you know, like I said, takes out the decision of I can't decide who I want to play in there. So I'll just play neither. I'm kind of probably be more comfortable with the likes of Jack Taylor in the midfield anyway. Obviously played with him for a little while now. But also just with the way that we've been playing at the moment, probably gives us that little bit more defensive stability, just with an extra man in midfield. So we're going to go with this today, see how it works as Garner tries to get a shot away, but it is blocked. But yeah, hopefully, like I said, it gives us a bit more stability, and yeah, we can sort of improve defensively. But Harness down this left hand side, got Greg Lee for company, back to Harness, and there's a massive gap in the middle, and we've been punished for it. That was inexplicable defending. Just as I say that we need to be more defensive, we need to be more stable defensively. The defence goes to absolute pot. Kaliskana there, in between the centre halves, is a lovely finish. My plan is immediately gone out the window. Brilliant. Really good interception from Edwards. Yeah, just really poor in terms of Elias. Hello. Elias. Hello, son. Where did that come from? He was afforded the space and he just kept going and going and going. Alright, Ipswich, if you're going to part like the Red Sea, we will happily take advantage. A lovely goal from Elias, who's been quiet the past few games, must be said. But, yeah, really good finish from him. And if they're going to allow us that sort of room, then Elias is not going to say no. But, I completely forgot the point I was trying to make now, as Nezovic makes a really good block. Oh, and he's come away from that one with the ball as well. And he could be in behind. Oh, the big serve. Not quite managing to get on the end of that one.
Can they make something happen?
Chaplin's got past Burrows here. Oh, and they... Oh, there's a run being made. Go on it. Brady. Can he get there? Can he get away from the defenders? That's the question. And the answer is an emphatic no. It's just not got the pace in those old legs to be able to get away from the defenders. But the gaps are starting to show at both ends now. Still early in the second half, mind. Oh, Harness is absolutely ruined. Smith there, more luck than judgment. We've managed to get the ball away there. Thankfully, Chaplin's shot not ideal. Lovely play. Nezovic. That's the strike, you know. Oh, and then we'll test the keeper. Walton's made the save. Oh, that's a good ball. Burns is in behind. Chaplin, big save from Dan Bentley. There goes the final whistle. Not really a lot happened in that second half. And I was just so frustrated. I just didn't really commentate over a lot anyway. It's so annoying at the moment. Just can't get anything going whatsoever. And it's just, I honestly don't know what to do. So for the final game then of the episode, at home to Blackpool, this is how the visitors line up. Maxwell in goal. Back four of Lawrence, Gabriel, Ekpiteta, James and Husband. Stewart at the base of the midfield with Carey and Wright in the middle. CJ Hamilton on the right. Lavery through the middle. Jerry Yates on the left. In terms of options, a couple of options in there. We are sticking with the same formation. Matching Blackpool actually, coincidentally. Same lineup as well. Yeah, don't know. Felt like... You know, I saw Blackpool's formation, looked like that they were going to line up the same way we were, so just thought, well, at least if we match them, then we're man for man, so if we lose, we know that it was because we weren't good enough man for man on the day, so, but yeah, just going to try and just keep going with this side, and, yeah, as I said, it is becoming frustrating, admittedly, but, you know, we've got to find a solution that works, and, you know, Nezo... just not quite the right side of the defender there, but just got to keep going with this team. I knew that this first season was going to be tough in the Championship, of course, as a newly promoted side, but given how well we started, I didn't think that we would have difficulties such as this, but apparently, according to Joseph Garner, I'm talking absolute nonsense because we have found the lead against Blackpool, and it is Old Reliable who's found the net again. Inside 8 minutes this time, we have the lead. And Blackpool are struggling, to be fair, but so were Ipswich, so we can't, you know, take anything for granted at this moment in time. But a good early start. Passes aren't going where I'm aiming them, which is really frustrating. Maybe I need to check the settings. make sure that it hasn't completely gone onto like manual passing or whatever. That's a very good piece of play from James Husband. That is a superb goal. Burrow's absolutely frozen at the back stick, and it's CJ Hamilton, I think, that's come in on the far post and just rifled that one in. Yeah, I mean, Smith there has just gone for a holiday apparently, but it's a sensational ball in. Burrows doesn't know what to do, just collapses to the floor, and yeah, it's one apiece. And like I said, you know, Blackpool is struggling, but we cannot count our chickens because the way we're going at the moment, we're an easy game for anyone really. Elias can't quite keep that in. It's a lovely ball out wide for Hamilton. They've got a man over there as well. Burrows can't get that into the area. Edwards, and there's the man over. That little bit of play that we've talked about, always just the man over in the area, just that little pass that quite often can't really do anything about. We've got our head on that, but it's gone out for another Blackpool corner. And again, we are under the cosh. Just under half an hour gone here. Away it goes, and that's not a foul apparently, despite the fact the man looked like he got absolutely wiped out as Hamilton into the area. I'm amazed that hasn't been given as a penalty, to be honest, but we somehow managed to scramble this away. Elias Garner, touch again. And that is one person I wouldn't expect a bad first touch from, is Joseph Garner, but unfortunately it seems to be affecting everybody right now. And they work it forward nicely. Blackpool burst down the line and Burrows. Oh, Edwards. That's offside, surely. Apparently not. Apparently he timed his run to perfection, but that certainly looked offside. Taylor bursting forward now. Needs an option, and Garnett is going to try and provide one, but ball just gets caught under the defender's legs, and it's easy for them to bring the ball away. Elias, oh, I need the runner. Garner, Taylor, he's found the back of the net, the man back in the side after spending so long out of it. Those runners forward from midfield, kind of like Barnsley. I think this is the system we played with Barnsley, and how many goals do the likes of Lucas Sangali and that score bursting through from midfield. And this was no different. Garner, lovely little turn. Taylor, good feet to keep the ball away from the defender and through on goal. Absolutely smashes one into the far corner. And just before half time, we take a lead. Whether it's deserved remains to be seen, but nevertheless it is a lead. Blackpool move this ball forward nicely, and it's Lavery. Oh, Edwards is overcommitted, and it's a good save from Bentley to spare us our blushes. Another save. I think that is Lavery coming off, is it not? As they make a change up top. Oh, that's Sonny Carey. Either way, ball into the area. That's a good ball, and there's no one picking up the man inside the 6-yard area. Oh, this game is frustrating me in the moment. It's Jerry Yates who scored it, but it's I mean, he was always looked dominant to win the header there. I think it must be Pateta, and he's got 3 of his man, and Jerry Yates is unmarked in the 6-yard area and has slammed it home. And they're in the area here. Knight's done well. They've managed to get in between. It's a good header away, and it needs to be more. There goes the final whistle. Bit of a scrappy end to the game, really. Nothing really happened, but yeah, we come away with a point. Another game where we haven't won. 2 episodes in a row now where we haven't managed to pick up a winner. I don't know what to say at this point, honestly. It's been a real struggle. So here we are at deadline day then. We haven't got any bids incoming or anything at the moment. We've had some bids throughout January, but none that really interested me. We've had a couple of bids for Knight, bid for Bakari, bid for Edwards as well, but all really not good enough to even tempt me even to mention them, let alone selling them. But this is how deadline day looks so far. So the latest deals in January: Houssam Aouar from Lyon to United, Bunu from Sevilla to Leipzig, and Rahimi from, I'm not too sure, to Almeria for just under 10 million. But Last deadline day we had was pretty mental. Garner could have ended up going to Atletico Madrid. Griezmann could have ended up coming out to us. So let's not rule anything out as Longley joins Verona on loan. Masengo from Bristol City to Inter Milan. Very interesting deal. Mitrovic joins Galatasaray. 18.5 million. I feel like Mitrovic would be quite suited to Turkish football. Salisu to Villa, 24.5, and we finally had a bid from Feyenoord for Harrison Burrows. It's a good bid, but it's not quite enough for a young player that is doing really well. I'd want probably closer to 7 million, to be honest, so I'm going to reject that one, I am afraid, for Feyenoord's sake. We keep pushing forward. So Somerville, over 10 million for Somerville. Not too sure where that is that he's gone. Marcus Llorente from Atleti to Dortmund. £55 million. Any more business for us? Philip Max to Fenerbahce. Not really too much going on in terms of our business. We're not looking to bring anyone in. Anderson to Frankfurt from Palace. 3 hours left of the window. Montiel to Juventus. And we have one last bid. Ronnie Edwards from Leeds United. And again, same story as Burrows. I'd arguably want even more for Ronnie Edwards. So that bid is just going to get straight up rejected. And that is going to bring us to that. So a pretty drab deadline day. For a pretty drab episode, it must be said. Well, it's just deflation all round, really, isn't it? I do apologise how flat this episode and the last episode would have been, but hopefully you'll understand that this is just absolutely really deflated me, unfortunately. But let's have a look at the big deals from January. So the biggest one, Bruno Guimaraes to Napoli for almost 84 million. I'm just seeing if any of these have been agreed after. No. So Nuno Mendes to Dortmund, 57 million. Llorente we saw to Dortmund. Carrasco to Spurs, 54 million. That one was agreed. Fratesi to Betis for 51, just under. That was agreed in December. Not too much big business happening in January, which is unusual. Andre Silva to Villarreal, 43. That was agreed in September. Yeah, usually you do see quite big business happen in January because of overinflated prices. That one was agreed a couple of days before the window opened. Varane to Leverkusen. Rodrigo de Paul to Arsenal. Jimenez to Arsenal. So Arsenal just raiding Atleti. Any more? Pepe to Munich. Ben White to Leipzig. Vanderson. Benfica. Maserati to Villarreal. So yeah, they're your big bids. They're your big business of January. Yeah, that's going to do it for us, I think. That's just a look at our youth players. But yeah, that is it for us in terms of this episode. And now we can look forward to the rest of the season, whatever that may look like. At the moment, it's not looking good. But this current moment in time, we sit in 10th. So we're still in the top half. We are now 13 points adrift of the playoffs. So I think it's fair to say that we can forget worrying about that, but we are 18 points clear of relegation. So if we just look now to consolidate, have a good strong end to the season, then yeah, it will be I think that's what we need to do, sort of work out a formula, try and stop the rot and see how the rest of the season plans out. But yeah, if we can maintain a top half finish, I personally would find that a very good first season in the Championship. And if we have a look at what is to come, well, 4 games. So we'll play the whole month of February in the next episode, and I think we will sim the Leeds game as it is our only home game, albeit they are top of the league. But yeah, we start with a trip to Stoke, we then face Leeds before trips to Middlesbrough and Reading to finish the episode. So that is how the next episode will look, guys. Again, apologies that these have been not the greatest episodes, but this has completely sucked the life out of me, this poor run of form and everything. But yeah, if you have enjoyed these episodes and this episode in truth, pop a like on there for me, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.